Folks. Whenever you live in a penthouse the size of this, it's a certain type of lifestyle, right? We're waking up, immediate face in ice water. Immediately, we dip our face in ice water. Slightly shiny today. That's because I'm dipping my face in ice water. Right? Slightly biased. I want you in my mouth. It's Monday morning, bro. I mean, like, literally, it's Monday morning. The week just started. Just started. Cray, 27 months at the Slightly Delusional Club. Anthony Davis has been upgraded to questionable tonight. Oh, my God. Okay. Okay. Well, it's happening, guys. Anthony Davis is now in contention to make his return to the Mavericks lineup tonight in Brooklyn. Oh, my God. All right, well. Hey, King, your face looks awesome using 2 banana peels. I'm using orange peels as well as the core of an apple. Yeah, you know what? If he's playing, let's go. Tank's gone. If he's playing, let's fucking go. Do I think he should be playing? No, I don't. But if he's going to play, okay. The Tank graphics going away for now, yes. I swan dived into the pool, yes. I did. Thank you. Take this back. Thank you. Paul with the $5. I get why 80 feels he needs to try and do something for the fans and his reputation, but god dang, it's foolish. I mean, what if doctor's like, yo, he's good. Like he's good. I don't know. Great buzzer beater by future Maverick Derek Queen last night. So I got a lot to talk about. Do we just dive head first? No pun intended. Shout out to the guy. Do we dive head first into AD stuff, or do we just sort of start? Because I got a lot to talk about. I mean, it was a long weekend, not just basketball wise. I got pop culture shit I want to talk about. I got to talk about my media. Right? White Lotus. Season 3 is my favorite season of White Lotus yet. Talk about the Jaime Jaquez drama. Okay, so this just goes to show how little I've been online lately. I do not know what the Jaime Jaquez drama is. This is my favorite season of White Lotus. I think it's been incredible. Eric Spoelstra's ex-wife rebutes wild rumor about 24-year-old Miami star Jaime Jaquez. All right, we're just throwing star. Everyone's a star. Huh? Everybody's a star. But anyway, Severance. Grimes did not ask out. No, the reporting was never that Grimes asked out. It was that Grimes' agent asked out. There is a big difference. I gotta talk about Severance. No spoilers, please. I mean, at some point, I'm gonna talk about it. I'll let you know whenever I start. Whenever I talk about it. March Madness. I've been watching some good games for sure. I'll tell you what, man. I cannot. I looked it up. I like that. We're going to talk about AD, bro. Please. I like that ESPN does a thing now that it tells you. It like forecasts what needs to happen for you to win. I love that. So in my own group that I made, I was having a historically bad weekend. I'm 163rd now out of 216 people. And I have a 0% chance of winning it. So it is impossible for me to win this bracket. All right, don't put whenever we get to the spoiler section of Severance, but don't just be throwing Severance spoilers in the chat, because some people have not watched it yet. No, you're good. I don't think your spoilers were like that bad. You'd have to really. Are you watching Yellow Jackets? I watched season 1. I have not catched up. I haven't really been that, that motivated. So here's the group, the slightly biased group. I did say I would give the winner a jersey of their choice. As you can see, I have a 0% chance of winning. This bracket cannot win slightly biased group. ILL, are you in here right now? You have the highest chance to win at 4.9. It's up for grabs. Juliana has a 4.8. NBA Quatch Boy has a 3.8. Rabis is 21. The Broom Meter. All of you are in play. All of you are in play. It's all of it's in play. Now, my bracket has been god-awful. For a while, I was dead last. And the slightly biased group, which had 216 people, for about halfway through the first round, over halfway through the first round, I was dead last. Literally. The only people that were less than me in a 250-person group were people who did not submit a bracket. So... How'd you not have Tech winning it all? I got Tech in my championship game, which feels like it could happen. Tech's bracket, honest to God, Tech's bracket is starting to look a little... I think they're going to steamroll Arkansas. Just from what I've seen these two games, I think they're going to steamroll Arkansas. I really do. What Tech has shown me, from somebody who did not really watch them, only watched them in passing this year. Like if I was at a friend's house and it was on, I watched. If I was at a bar or something and it was on, I watched. I hadn't sat down and watched a Tech game. From what I've seen from them, I am so impressed. In just the way that they've won their two games. So their first game against UNC Wilmington was very uncomfortable, right? They shot program high 46 threes. 46 threes in a college basketball game was absurd. The most ever in the history of a Texas Tech game. 28%. JT Toppin, Obi Toppin's brother, stud. Only 8 shots. UNC Wilmington double teamed him every single time. That's why they shot so many threes. Tech's also missing their best 3-point shooter currently, but I think he should be back. So that's working in their favor. And this guy, Nolan Hodge, off the bench, couldn't fucking miss. So it got very scary for my Red Raiders in round 1. Round 2, I felt like they were in control of this Drake game the entire time. Why is that? Because we mentioned they just shot 46 threes, whatever it was. They only shot 14. in this game. Made 2 of them. Still won because JT Toppin and Darian Williams. These bigs. JT Toppin, to me, just from what I've seen so far, looks like the best player in the one of the like a top 2 or 3 player in the tournament. Honest to God. He was like this. His first half against Drake was unbelievable. He was dominating. So I don't know. I don't know if Arkansas has the horses. But Florida looked really beatable in that game against UConn. We'll see. I think there's a real legit pathway for Tech to make the Final Four, man. I really do. Didn't mean to press that button. Foreshadowing. I'm excited about my Red Raiders. We might slump you guys, though. Just keep that in mind, King. I mean, yeah, it's March Madness. It's the one game elimination. You know, Tech shot like dog shit in game 1 against UNC Wilmington. And that game got scary. That game got scary. But for as bad as my bracket is, I have every Elite 8 team still alive but 1. So I'll take that. I will take that. I'm feeling pretty good about my Red Raiders, man. Let's go. Let's go. I've been so we have no chance to get flagged now. There's always a chance. I want to talk really briefly, and I can't believe I'm doing this, honest to God, but I want to talk really briefly about this. Usually these like memes come and go, and they're funny for a bit. This guy is just... This guy is just on another planet to me. I'm so infatuated by these kind of videos. The like entrepreneur, this is how my day goes shit. Because then they broadcast their whole day and it's like, what the fuck did you do? Like, I'm quite confused. What did you spend all day doing? Because I'm a busy person. I know people who are very busy in my life, right? That are way busier than me, who spend like legit, it looks nothing like this. I know people who are entrepreneurs. It looks nothing like this. What does this guy do? Actually, what is his business? Do we know? Push-ups on the balcony. And look, guys, whenever I go out to my penthouse suite, right, you get up on the balcony and you get in positions like these. So when you're on a penthouse and you go out on your balcony, you just arch your back and squat because that's just the kind of vibe that's on the balcony. I don't know how to describe it. It's like getting severed the moment you step out onto the balcony. It's a completely different person. First page of the journal.
We're gonna be serious about the Lord's business.
So you see what I'm saying? He's been awake now for 2 hours. What the fuck have we done? Now I'm not gonna lie to you. I did this ironically, and I've seen multiple people do this. Talk about the benefits of like a cold bath, a cold whatever. Influencer asked with a cold plunge. The cold plunge. I started doing it. I'm not gonna lie, man. It felt pretty nice. It doesn't do anything. It was just like a nice little, like, if my face felt so refreshed after I did it. Skin looks tan. Well, I was out at the pool this weekend. Not gonna lie, I'm disappointed in you. So here's why I wanted to talk about this. And let me wait until we get to the end of the video. All right, so keep in mind, we're 3 hours past this guy's woken up. 3 hours has passed now. You assume he got 8 hours of sleep or what? We got 13 hours left in the day. Okay. full speed sprinting on the treadmill. There's just no way that doesn't completely and totally fucking destroy his knees. Right. We're now 4 hours past wake up. We're diving into the pool. Oh, the fucking dive into the pool is hilarious, man. We're now 5 hours past wake up. Like this to me, we're now 6 hours past wake up.
So looking at it, bro, we got to go ahead and get in at least 10,000.
And that's it. That's his job right there, guys. That's his job.
So looking at it, bro, we got to go ahead and get in at least 10,000.
That's his job. Looking at it, bro. I mean, honestly, we got to get at least 10,000. Whenever I start getting to the point where I'm doing business stuff, that's how I'm just going to do every meeting. Honestly, bro, you got to pay me at least $1 million. What's that? Oh, $200? Okay. Deal. We're now 6 hours past wake up.
Thank you.
So 6 hours after waking up. Honestly, bro, I'm going to need at least 10,000. And that's it. Honestly, bro, I'm going to need at least 10,000. And that's our day. Mike's Hot Honey on everything. I got Mike's Hot Honey. It is good. So anyways, I'm circling back to something B-Dot said. Disappointed that I did the ice thing. You know, it's such a funny concept, the internet and stuff like that, because I saw somebody point this out and it's so true. 10 years ago, this guy would have been called gay for doing all of this, right? That wouldn't have been cool at the time, right? But this is what would have happened in 2015 if somebody was posting all of this. In the span of just 10 years, this has become like, no, this is actually like the manly shit. This is like what alphas do now, right? We wake up, we have, this is what we look like in the morning. We have duct tape on our mouth. Okay, what's the duct tape on the mouth thing? I'm fairly certain he's memeing. No, he's not memeing. He's not memeing. I'm telling you right now, he's not memeing. What's the thing on the mouth? Breathe through the nose to stop mouth breathing? Okay, all right. So you sleep with that on? All right, whatever. This is an alpha male in 2025. You see where I'm getting at? But anyways, now the self-care stuff's been hijacked by alpha men, where if you're talking to somebody who is chronically online, like if you go to somebody like a person who's not on the internet really and is like, hey, you need to get good sleep, you need to work out, you need to take care of your body, you need to eat healthy, like do stuff to take care of your skin, they'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, yeah, of course. If you were to talk to a chronically online person, they'd be like, ugh, what are you, some kind of fucking alpha male? Like these guys, this guy right here, these people have hijacked taking care of yourself. It was hijacked since the 80s, 90s. What do you think American Psycho was? Yeah, that was a little bit different though. We need your morning routine TikTok. I'm just so like this guy. I'm infatuated by this guy. I really am. Cause like it's so funny to me. This like brand of TikTok is like, look at my day. I'm an entrepreneur. Look at my day, and I'm just like, okay, what exactly did you do? I don't really get it. It's like, dude, I'm up at 3:50 in the morning, bro. Like you don't understand. My grind's on another level. Okay, hey, cool. What exactly did you do? They aren't going to show the scamming and grifting. I know, but this guy's just sat around for fucking 6 hours. Because he did. Because, right, the sun's rising right here. So I believe him that this is 6:30 in the morning. Right? Yeah, that makes sense to me. This is pitch black right here. Yeah, that looks like 4 in the morning. Right? I'm about to twerk a little bit, and then we're going to go inside and start our day. This looks like it's 7:30 in the morning. Now, I've been inside of like hotel rooftop pools at 7:30 in the morning. There wasn't a sleep before. You know, it's one of those things. So I do sort of, it's considered healthier, breathe through your nose. If I hear alpha male, I think one of those metrosexual dudes who only talk and there's nothing behind it. That's what this guy is. I'm just, this guy's hilarious to me. I love it. I'm so infatuated by it.
So looking at it, bro, we got to go ahead and get in at least 10,000. So looking at it, bro, we got to go ahead and get in at least 10,000.
Dude, that's all right. Let me take notes. Actually, can I get a notebook? Looking at it, bro, we got to get at least 10,000. That's the art of the deal right there. Looking at it, bro, we got to get at least 10,000. Oh. I mean, he's not talking to anybody, clearly. But I'm trying to think the other side. Word, yeah, 10,000. At least, bro. At least 10,000, bro. If you're talking to somebody, let me tell you guys this. Unless you have an actual relationship with somebody, if you're talking with somebody like this who's trying to sell you something, you don't really know him, and he's talking like this, get the fuck out. Literally get out. I'm being serious. This is an important life lesson. Do not interact with these scammers any longer. If somebody's talking to you in this way, trying to sell you something or pitch you on something, honestly, bro, we got to get at least 10,000. You're out, right? Be like, yeah, maybe we'll consider it. I'll let you know. Boom, you're done. That is how Rob was talking to Nico. Honestly, bro, we got to get at least Luka. He's a scammer and a grifter. No, he's definitely a scammer. In a grift. I don't know about scammer necessarily. Grifter for sure. Like for sure. This is a grift. This guy's grifting. This is a healthy grift. You know, maybe I'm wrong. How like important are trainers like these? Because I'm assuming this guy's a fitness trainer. I know nothing else about him. I'm just going to assume that's what he does. Like, what do they? I'm a little. What do they do really? Like an online trainer, bro, is not a fitness trainer. Okay, well, what's his name? What does he do? I guarantee you, he sells a fitness course. I promise you. It's Ashton something, right? Ashton Genty. Ashton Hall, I think, is his name. It is Ashton Hall. Here's his Instagram. I promise you there's a fitness course. I promise you. I guarantee you there's a fitness course. There's no link. Am I missing a link? Clients. Look, clients right here. There's a fitness course. Okay, I don't know what the fuck that is. Fitness course. He does it for the love of the game. Mentorship. Oh my God. Instagram, can you please fuck off? He probably does roids low key. I don't know enough about roids, but it does kind of seem like a roids. All right. I mean, what a hilarious person. I will be monitoring him. I mean, I'd be lying if I said I won't be monitoring him moving forward. Actually, no, I won't. But it is a hilarious person. I'm just like, imagine that being, you know. Just imagining that life, man. It's just so much easier.
With better results. You get what I'm saying? I want to let you guys know you don't need any crazy certifications, a whole bunch of degrees or years of experience to help people out. You just need to tell your story. You get what I'm saying? So it started off with me getting in the best shape possible. Once I got in the best shape possible, I realized a lot of millionaires and billionaires aren't even in shape. So if I can do this, I can for sure do that, 100%. I can for sure get $1 million and take care of the family.
Guys, I'm doing something wrong. I'm sorry. This is the last like normal slightly biased stream. I'm sorry. I got to grift. It's too easy. I have to grift. From here on out, I'm going to grift. It's over. Normal streams are done. I'm grifting. I mean, look how easy it is. That was the worst advice maybe ever given. Guys, I'm in shape and millionaires aren't in shape. So I could be like, anyone could be a millionaire. And I'm going to need at least 10K. At least. Okay. All right. And I just got copyright claimed. Fuck this guy. Paul with the $2. Bro, I'm going to need at least 10,000. Hey, anybody donating? I'm going to need at least 10,000. Okay. Paul with the $2. You have me convinced. Take my cash. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm going to need at least 10K. Hey, guys, here's my advice. Yeah, I'm going to need at least 10K. You go into every day saying that. Oh my God.
At least 10,000 and get in at least 10,000. So looking at it, bro, we got to go ahead and get in at least 10,000.
All right, let's get started. All right, seriously though. Joey with the 5. Best I can do is $5. Listen, bro, I'm going to need at least 10. Okay. Good morning, folks. It's Monday, March 24th, 11:06 a.m. We got a lot to talk about today. Anthony Davis, as of the time I'm recording this, it's possible Anthony Davis makes his return to the Dallas Mavericks lineup in the next 7 or 8 hours as they play the Brooklyn Nets tonight. But one thing we know for certain, he's for sure going to play. For sure going to play. So when it comes to Anthony Davis, looking at it, bro, I'm going to need at least 30 points tonight. That's where we're at. I'm a little surprised by this news, but it does feel as though he's for sure coming back. Is it the smart thing to do? I don't know. Let's discuss it. I have some other stuff to talk about. Mark Cuban did another interview. I haven't read any of it. Is it worth reading? I have not read any of it, but all I heard was that this one was a little bit more aggressive in its tone. Is it worth our time? Watch it. I'm gonna need at least 2 rounds of the playoffs. Looking at it, bro, I'm gonna need at least a home playing game. It's actually quite funny. He's just pushing blame still, nothing new. Okay, a lot of mixed feelings there. It's up on Reddit. Ooh, yay, let's go there. If the options are draft 14th or draft 15th to get the playoffs, it's a no-brainer. Yeah, that's So I mentioned kind of a couple weeks ago, I don't remember when exactly we were talking about it, but a couple weeks ago when it was like, AD's going to be healthy. Like it was reported that there's going to be a time where AD will be healthy and ready to play. I said, let's give it a couple weeks. And I think Nick was like, kind of like pushed back on that a tiny bit. It was like, well, what is it, a couple weeks going to change when there's 2 weeks left in the season? I was like, well, yeah. I mean, if you lose every game between now and then, let's say the Suns take off like crazy and you're 2 games behind the Suns and it just kind of looks like, you know, you have a chance to maybe be the 9th, 8th, 7th best odds in the lottery, then yeah, I think you really do consider that. The problem is the Suns are still tied with you. They do have the tiebreaker, so you're essentially a game back of the Suns. You need to finish a whole game ahead of the Suns to make the play-in tournament over them. The other thing to keep in mind here is you're a game and a half back of the Kings, who are tail spinning, right? So the Sacramento Kings are vulnerable. The Spurs have been winning games, which would be nice for your tank. There's just, I don't know. We've reached this point where all of the Eastern Conference teams are losing like crazy. The tanking in the East is absolutely fucking insane. So you're not really going to catch up to them. So it does sort of feel like 12th, 11th, 13th would be maybe your high. If you were to shut down the season, that's probably where you would finish in terms of best odds. And yeah, your chances of jumping up from then are slim, right? And if it feels like, and my whole thing regarding the AD coming back stuff was if it feels inevitable that you're going to make the play-in tournament, or it feels inevitable that you're going to be in the mix with, you know, a week left, a couple games left, and he's healthy, then fuck it, right? Just do it. Just do it. We can jump Portland, San Antonio, Chicago, and Miami. I think also part of it is with PJ back and some of these other guys back, you're going to win games. Your schedule's not hard. The Mavs' schedule between here and the end of the season is not hard at all. They got a couple of tough games, obviously, but you've got the Brooklyn Nets tonight, who that's a winnable game, right? You've got the Knicks tomorrow night, second night of a back-to-back in New York. You'll definitely be underdogs in that game, but you know Brunson's not back yet. You know the Knicks haven't looked tremendous in his absence. You got the Magic on Thursday. It's a winnable game. They haven't been great for months now. Chicago, they've been playing well. Brooklyn, Atlanta, like those are your next games. That's a pretty easy schedule. Then you got 2 games against the Clippers. You got that home game against the Lakers. Toronto and Memphis to close out the season. Toronto's tanking very hard now. Memphis, the last game of the season, who knows, right? It's very possible the Grizzlies have whatever seed they want locked up. I don't know. Looking at that, bro, I'm going to say at least 10 wins. And you're in the play-in tournament. That's kind of where we're at. I'm just kidding. I don't know about 10 wins. But I can't. If you're listening to this on Spotify and you have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, I can't get the fitness influencer out of my head. I just can't. I can't get this. I can't escape this guy. He's incredible to me. He's my favorite person.
So looking at it, bro, we got to go ahead and get in at least 10,000.
All right, no, for real. Anthony Davis could potentially make his return. It sounds like within the next couple of days, AD's going to make his return. And if you know what, he's been updated to questionable tonight, which is a new development. Then I'd have to imagine he either plays tonight or tomorrow night against the New York Knicks. So Anthony Davis is back. Anthony Davis has missed the past. This is from Mark Stein. Anthony Davis has missed the past 18 games with a left adductor strain and was initially targeting a Tuesday at Madison Square Garden for his return, but the comeback game could be moved up to tonight at Brooklyn, with Dallas now moving Davis' status from doubtful to questionable. If I had to guess, I'd guess he doesn't play tonight. That'd just be my guess. He doesn't play tonight, and then tomorrow they bring him back. And him being listed as questionable or whatever is just a step. We've seen the Mavs do this. A step in ramping up that process, going through the pregame shoot around, doing all of that shit, and then playing tomorrow night, right? That just sort of feels, because I also kind of feel like he's going to play tonight and tomorrow, like he's immediately coming back and playing back-to-backs. Like I just see no chance that happens. And Chaos makes a good point. Maybe they look at it realistically and they're like, look, if AD plays against the Nets, we feel like we'll almost certainly win that game, versus Knicks, we might not win anyways. So let's just kind of punt the Knicks game and win this Nets game. Could be an option. Paul with the $5. If AD comes back, he has to get to at least 10,000. Talk us through the shirt. The shirt that I have on right now. Oh, it's just a denim shirt. Bought it in London. Which, by the way, this actually reminds me. I mentioned to say this at the top. I meant to say this at the top. Little housekeeping. Slightly unplugged, just based off of what we know so far. Slightly unplugged, I think, will be making a return. So, slightly unplugged will happen again. It seems like I've got flights. I'm going to Europe. It'll be a little bit different this time because I'm coming home like the 3rd or the 4th. Where last year I came home July 12th. So the free agency shit is stewed. So I'll be gone. I'll be coming back like sort of right after it happens, which I think will be better because it's more fresh, one, and two, I won't have heard a lot of the chatter. Like the thing that I thought Slightly Unplugged was fantastic last year, right? I thought Slightly Unplugged was fantastic last year. The problem is I left right before it started. Like I think I left the day before free agency started. So I had already heard a lot of the chatter, and I already had, ideas of where guys were going. Like I thought Clay was going to end up on the Mavs, so I wasn't that surprised by that. Whereas if it was a week earlier, I'd be like, whoa, right? So I'm excited about that. So anyways, that's an announcement there. I can't wait for that. I love that. I loved it a lot. Slightly uncircumcised. We were never at any point talking about that, and I don't know how you came to that conclusion, but I feel a little objectified, if I have to be honest. Imagine if you had done Slightly Unplugged during Luka's trade. I wouldn't have believed it. So anyways, AD returns. How do we feel about this? If he's healthy, I get it. And I alluded to this, that I felt there was going to be a weird situation the Mavericks found themselves in, and it appears as though it played out exactly the way that I told you guys. You guys need to listen to me, man. I swear. I'm kind of done with the disrespect in a lot of ways, right? Sometimes you guys just need to listen to me. I've mapped out exactly how this was going to play out. Exactly how this was going to play out. Where AD is going to feel as though he can play. He's going to put some pressure on the organization to play. The organization's going to be like, we don't know about that. And then it's going to reach this sort of awkward standoff. And I think we had a tiny awkward standoff going on. 163rd, by the way. Fuck you. The chatter is referencing where I rank in my own March Madness pool. So, anyways. You take this sort of awkward little standoff. We sort of saw it play out in the media, I think, with the reports that AD wants to play, the Mavs don't want him to play. I think that was probably leaked by AD's people, and I think it was like, it was. I get where AD's coming from. I think it's him sort of showing the fans, hey, guys, I'm ready to play and I'm ready to go. Like, I know this has been a shitty situation for you all. I'm ready to play. I'm ready to show you guys what I'm all about. And I respect that. I really do. I really do. So, it's interesting to say the least. I'm personally, I was in Team Tank. I think we're sort of reaching this point where we've got a couple weeks left. How many games total do we have left on the schedule? Around 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 games left on the schedule. You're tied for a play-in spot right now. The Suns, who did beat, to the pathetic Suns, credit, they're on a 3-game winning streak. They did just beat the Cavaliers. That was game 1 of their ridiculous 10-game stretch. So it's definitely possible, man. The Kings are free falling. Like, you making the play-in tournament is possible. And for the Mavs, that's the route that they're looking to take. You know, we'll see. Tank team is the best bet still. So I agree with people who say that, realistically speaking, moving up super high on the lottery doesn't really seem all that plausible, because we're in the last 10 games, you're going to see some disgusting tanking take place. Like, you just are. You've already kind of seen it, right? Is there a chance, let's just say you lose, I don't know, let's just say you go 3-7 over your last 11 games, right? Is there a chance that Portland, who's 2.5 games, better than you in terms of tanking odds, is there a chance that they outperform you there? Yeah, maybe. Maybe you pass them. Same thing with the Spurs. You're 2.5 games better than they are. Is there a chance you surpass them? Maybe. But then you get to the dregs of the Eastern Conference, and Chicago, who's been fantastic lately, honestly, they have 3 games. Miami, they're fucking pathetic. They finally won a game at least. The miserable Heat, they're 4 games worse than you are. Like, you start to look at those teams, and it feels almost insurmountable. Is D-Live coming back soon? So I'm assuming Derek Lively then will probably make his return somewhat soonish, maybe in the next week or so. The baffling Kings, the sad Kings. We have the tiebreaker versus the Spurs and Blazers, so they have to be a game better. So the Mavs have to lose a game less, right, is what you're saying? So essentially, you're 3.5 up. Yeah, I mean, you start to look at it that way, and it's not to the tanking Mavs credit. They're 2-8 in their last 10. Like, they're still losing a lot of games, but the tanking teams are really losing. This is how we always get in March, and people are always surprised by this. The losing teams, like, these teams kind of linger around and are competitive for a while, and then it gets to March, and that's when they start to lose fucking every single game that they play. So my stance on tanking evolved into not even necessarily tanking, just shut down the season, right? Let's not risk a dumbass AD injury. The vibes are so bad. Let's just move on. Let's just move on, right? You don't need a high pick to find a good player, and that's true as well. Right? From what I understand from this draft, is outside of the top 5, it's just kind of not a lot of guys differentiate themselves, if that makes sense. If Luka trade got vetoed, does that save the season? I mean, I'd be pretty happy if that happened. Yeah. Like, I'm looking at this mock draft right now, and if the Mavs were 12, they have Jace Richardson going 12th. So there you go. Where do they have JT Toppin getting drafted? I don't see him in the first round. Is JT Toppin really not a first-round prospect? JT Toppin's a draft prospect, right? They have him 32nd overall. Okay. He's gonna be an NBA player. I'll tell you that right now. He's gonna be an NBA player for sure. I'm thinking about doing this when it comes to the draft. In the lead up to the draft, I'm just gonna tweet out every single draft prospect's name and just be like, I like Carter Bryant a lot. He's a hooper. Tweet it. I like Ryan Kalkbrenner a lot. He's a hooper. I like Miles Bird. He's gonna be a good NBA player. Tweet all of them, because no one's going to remember if you're wrong, right? But then if I'm right, I can quote tweet it years later and just be like, told you guys. So that's my plan this draft season. What about Cooper Flagg? I already did that by saying, watch out for this Cooper Flagg guy. I've accepted the season will continue. I just hope we see a glimpse of something for next season. That's where I'm at now, too. If AD is going to play, I will root for them to win, and I'll be excited watching their games. Show me something, as a fan, and I will continue to be a fan. That's just the way that I am. I'm sorry, right? I know there's people that are upset and disappointed by that. Whatever. That's just the way that I am. I apologize. Actually, no, I don't. Fuck you. But that's just how I am. Give me something. Right? Just give me something. Let me see something from AD, or I'm like, all right, cool. I'm ready to go for next year. Like, I'll watch the games and be excited. Should the Wings take Paige or Juju? Juju's not in the draft, is she? Definitely Paige. Slightly disrespectful. Well, I just get annoyed when people are like, dude, you're still rooting for the team? Yeah, man. Who gives a fuck? Yes, I am. Why wasn't the debut enough of something? It was enough of something for sure. But I'm saying it didn't help that immediately was followed by, weeks of not playing. Does Paige want to stay in Dallas? Just draft her and tell her, so what? You're coming here. Go Red Raiders. Yes, sir, baby. Mavs still need a new ball handler to start next season. Oh, for sure. I don't think the Mavs are doing anything in the postseason at all. But just give me something fun. That's it. What's any of this going to mean if you don't get to see him next to Lively or Gaff? I think just if AD finishes these last, let's just say AD plays 7 games, right? If they're kind of cautious with him. 7 games between now and the end of the season. If he averages 25 and 13, people will be excited. I'm just telling you right now how the fans' brain works, right? What were you saying about Pat Dumont being the reason for the trade, and you're spilling more on that later? Oh, no, I said Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. Lieutenant Governor of Texas, Dan Patrick. No, I think that's a video I'm going to do this week, actually. And it's not, there's no, it was kind of a troll tweet. There's no, big secret, but I've been thinking lately, what would the alternate reality be if Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick wasn't so anti-gambling? Because he's the reason why gambling hasn't been legalized in Texas. It has very, very strong public approval. If we're talking 70%. Casino resorts have 70% approval rating by constituents. So, voters want it. The Texan people want it, right? What would happen if in 2021, when the Allisons, who have been pouring money into this for 5+ years now at this point, before they bought the Dallas Mavericks, if it passed in 2021, do they feel the need to buy the team? Then we go down that sort of rabbit hole where gambling's legalized in 2021 and they get a license for a resort in Dallas. Do they feel like they have to buy the Dallas Mavericks? It is interesting. Have we looked at potential drafts? Not necessarily top picks, but likely picks? No, still not yet. Still not yet. I can't lie to you. I feel a little something in my stomach when I think about Anthony Davis taking the court again. And I'm not talking about an abductor injury. I'm talking about excitement. That's where I'm at. I don't know. I'm a sucker. I am. And I want to make things really clear here because there's been some stuff recently, and I want to make it very, very fucking clear right now. I am not a Dallas media member. I don't have credentials. I don't get paid by a team. I just want to make that very clear. I am purely a fan. And just by the nature of my type of fandom, I'm a fan from my local teams. I've been my whole life. It's hard for me to waver on that. Honestly, that's just the truth, right? I've got to get exactly, and that's where I'm at. If you want me to shill for your team, bro, we got to get to at least 10K. We got to get to at least 10K. Mind you, with PJ and Gaff last year, I thought Nico was a genius. Yeah, honestly, yeah. Bringing AD back while the basketball gods punish the front office is a choice. I know. That's so how can you convince? Who was it that reported on it? Was it Stein who said something about there's people within the organizations who feel the vibes are so fucked they don't want to bring AD back? How do you convince a player, a competitive player who wants to play who sees all the outside noise for sure, knows how the fans feel about this trade. He wants to get back out onto the court and show the fans, hey, man, I'm still really fucking good. Like, you guys should be excited about me. How do you convince him? No. AD, the vibes are fucked. Like, yeah, good luck telling that to a player. Paul, with the $5, hey, Slightly Biased, I got your media credentials shipped to me by mistake. How can I get them back to you? Okay, Paul, DM me. Keep secrets like that off of the public screen. All right? But thank you, though. It was McMahon? All right, the McMahon. Dude in the comments talking about AD and Kai Jones sounds nice. It's fucking over. Oh, it's over for sure. But show me something. Without Kyrie, I think it's pointless. I mean, for this season, yeah. They're not doing anything. Now, if Kyrie never got hurt, and let's say with the Kings free falling, that they'd work their way up to the 8 seed in the play-in tournament or something, and there was an outside chance they could get to 6. That's a different conversation, right? That's a different conversation. We're having a different conversation. The only positive is seeing AD and Lively together and what you have there. I do agree. If Lively can come back, I think it's worth, even if it's for only 5 games, letting those two play. And, probably kind of sucks, this injury and Lively being hurt, because this is a perfect time for you to throw Lively out there and be like, dude, we need 1 3 a game. I want an elbow jumper a game. That's it. I need 1 3 a game from you. Just shoot them. 1 3-point shot a game. I don't think you have to apologize or make considerations for how you feel about supporting your team. Fans will have different approaches. Some may be delusion after the trade, but that's not all. No, I do agree with you, but, I had just seen things recently, tweets that people have sent me. It's funny because I have friends now who fully aware, Slightly Biased, follow me on Twitter, and have even gotten deep into the lore. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. I have had friends who send me Slow Hoops tweets, and we just kind of laugh about it. Like when he's shitting on me. But I was sent one recently where it's like, Dallas media and content creators haven't said enough about the trade. I'm like, man, really? People think that? I don't know what else there is to say. When is your first Charlotte game after the trade? They did my physicals and I failed them. So the trade got rescinded. Tig with the $5. I want to get severed and have my any watch Mavs basketball for the rest of the season. Did you like the finale? Should we talk a little bit about it? So that's where I'm at with the AD stuff. I'm excited if he plays. If he's healthy and they think that he's healthy and ready to go. Not yet. I didn't watch the finale. Okay, I'll give it some time. I won't do spoilers. I won't do spoilers because it has only been a couple of days. No spoilers yet. No spoilers yet. I'll just say I love the finale. I love the season. I loved all the episodes, but I kind of felt like the season was meandering a little bit. And if they didn't nail the finale, I felt like the season would have felt empty. Not that it wasn't good, not that the individual episodes weren't good, but that the season itself would have just felt like, where was the starting point versus the ending point? What happened in between? I'm still left kind of like, as a viewer, just feeling like I leave with more questions than I have answers. Like, I don't know. That's never a great place. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was awesome. Incredible ending. And I'm happy they went there with the ending. That's just what I'll say. I'm happy they made a choice that was probably very risky choice. And I just feel as though it was, they landed it. I'm very intrigued. I feel like I know what I wanted to know, kind of. And I still have questions. But questions that, obviously. Okay, well, I don't want to get into spoilers. But obviously, there's the ending is just kind of like, what the fuck? But it feels like they landed it, if that makes sense. You can go with the out there ending, but if you land it, the audience can be upset about it, but understand it in a way that's like, okay, that was good. I feel like we haven't had that in a long time. Season 3 is about to be so wild. I know. I'm so interested to see where they go now. And that's what I was sort of hoping for. I was hoping that we went into season 3 not being like, oh, it's going to be the same shit again. Like, they didn't tie any of these loose ends. Like, there's still going to be so many different things that they need to figure out. And it's going to be the same exact things they've been trying to figure out for seasons now. It's a completely different thing. I have no idea what season 3 is going to be. None. Does it rival Game of Thrones and Breaking Bad? It's always difficult to say while the show's happening because, as we've seen from Game of Thrones, the ending can completely get fucked. And that's just it, right? An ending could be terrible, and that's the end of it. Severance can get there, I think, for sure. Severance can absolutely get there. Invincible is the top 5 show right now. I haven't watched the last 2 seasons. I'll say White Lotus is up there too. Damn, that show's so good, dude. God, White Lotus is good. God, it's so fucking good. All right, let's move on a little bit. Daredevil's Kingpin origin episode is goated. I haven't watched any of the new Daredevil either. Did I watch the Lakers game? I did watch the Lakers game. I don't know. It's so funny doing this stuff from an outsider's perspective because I know damn well if, let's just say, the trade never happened and that was a Mavericks loss, like this late in the season, 140 points get put up on you by the Chicago Bulls, who have been playing really well lately, to their credit. Kobe White's been playing out of his fucking mind. But if they had a game like that, for sure, I'd have been like, dude, what the hell's wrong with this team? Definitely would have been overreacting a tiny bit to lose by 30 points and give up 146. Definitely would have been overreacting. I don't know. I guess part of it is for me, I feel as though I don't think this Lakers team is realistically a title contender. So I don't know. I mean, that's just kind of where I'm at. With that being said, you know, still think they're a good team. That was LeBron's first game back. That was Rui's first game back after a while. What did Rui miss? 8 straight games. LeBron had been out for a couple of weeks. I don't know. Just kind of toss it up to that and move on. Now, I will say, there are some concerns about the Lakers. They turn the ball over a ton. And Luka's had like some bad turnover stretches lately. Where, you know, maybe in the playoffs, the game sort of slows down a tiny bit and we're locking in a little bit more. Maybe you don't make some of the passes you would make now in a random, you know, March regular season game. But we're up to 4.5 turnovers a game for Luka as a Laker. Lakers are overrated, terrible defensive backcourt and no rim protection. I do think their defense is pretty fraudulent. I don't think it's like top 2, top 3 defense. But it's good enough, I think. I still think they're in contention for the second best team in the West. I think there's like 5 teams in that mix. Five teams. And one of the things I worry about for the Lakers is I'm watching them right now. Their roster is what it is, right? They've sort of had to make moves along the margins, whatever. There's so many guys in a playoff setting that I just feel like scary to rely on. You know? Scary to rely on. People are now comparing Jackson Hayes to Lively. Where do you stand on this debate, if there is any? There is no debate whatsoever. Jackson Hayes is nowhere near as good as Derek Lively. Nowhere near as good as Derek Lively. And that's the end of that. That is the end of that discussion. Big man rotation is rough. And it is. Like, there's a lot of sketchy three-point shooters that surround Luka, LeBron, and Reeves. Do I trust Dorian Finney-Smith in a playoff setting knocking down threes? I do, actually. Do I trust Vanderbilt? Absolutely not. Do I trust Jordan Goodwin? No. Realistically, how much do I trust Rui to hit threes and like really space the floor? Not really. So that leads to problems. But it kind of goes back to this season for the Lakers. You know, it is what it is. If they lose in the second round, so fucking be it. We have Luka Doncic now, and now we get to build our team around him. Is this Lakers team better than the Mavs Western Conference Finals team? Yeah, for sure. Right? I mean, the top end talent, most definitely. I mean, Luka, Braun, and Reeves, yeah, for sure. AR greater than JB. Brunson in that Jazz series, I don't know, but I kind of feel like the team was better suited for Luka, though, if that makes sense. You get what I'm saying? Like the team was sort of better built around Luka. Like it was just kind of for that in that moment, the ceiling of that team wasn't high because you didn't have enough. You didn't have the second star, but you had a bunch of catch and shoot guys who play defense. Is Luka injured again since his knee was bleeding the other night? I don't know. Somebody's asking earlier if I think Luka looks better physically. Maybe a little bit, but I still don't think he's going to be 100% before now in the end of the season. The top end talent is relevant if the roster isn't well structured. Book, Beal, and Durant have been better top end talent than 95% of the league. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, but I like LeBron, Luka, and Reeves play off each other really well. And I also feel like the role players are still solid. You know, like the role guys, I think in a vacuum are better than the Suns role guys. Dorian, Vando, Rui, Hayes. Like the Suns would kill for all of those guys. But it's still not perfectly built yet. Lucas said over a year ago before his last Slovenian team stint that his knee needs surgery, but there's no time for it. Why does everyone gloss over that? I honestly, God, have never heard that. Reeves, Rui, Gabe, Vincent, and Finney-Smith have all been proven to be good in the playoffs, though. So when I'm talking about trusting those guys, I'm not talking about beating the Grizzlies in round one. I'm talking about, do I trust those guys if we're in the Western Conference Finals and we're playing the Oklahoma City Thunder? Big difference. Big difference. Can they even beat the Nuggets, though? Dude, are the Nuggets like the most confusing team there is? You watch them on any given night, and God knows what you'll see. Like, who knows what you're going to see when you tune into a Denver Nuggets game? They make no sense. I really don't know. I don't know who the second best team is in the West. I have no clue, man. I do think the Thunder are so far and away better than every other team in the West. I still believe that to be true. If the Thunder, I'm standing on what I said earlier in the season. I would feel like if the Thunder don't make the finals, it would be a failure of a season for them. Absolutely. I believe that. Absolutely. I've honestly kind of reached a point where I don't know if the Thunder were to lose 2 games on their way to the finals. That wouldn't really surprise me either. The Rockets should be second best. So the thing about the Rockets is nobody's going to be. They've been incredible lately. They're the 2 seed currently, but we haven't seen them in the playoffs, really. We've seen Fred VanVleet in the playoffs. We've seen Dylan Brooks in the playoffs. We haven't seen their young guys in the playoffs. Nobody's going to take that team seriously in terms of being like, yeah, that is a team that can win the West. That's a team that could go toe-to-toe with the Thunder. That's a team that will make the conference finals, be the second best team. Rockets feel like a paper tiger. I don't know, though. They also they're uber athletic. They can play really big. They defend like crazy. I could see the Rockets making the conference finals. Honest to God, I could. I wouldn't pick them, but I don't know. I could see it. But that's the thing is from the Thunder, you go down. Can I see the Nuggets making the conference finals? Yes. They have Jokic. The Lakers, but this is all dependent on seeding, right? Of course, but like, could the Lakers have an argument for being the second best team in the West? Absolutely. Yes. You have Luka Doncic, you have LeBron James. You have Austin Reeves as your third option. Could the Grizzlies be the second best team in the West? Yeah, sure. If they're healthy. Can John Morant tap into a little bit more from what we saw 2 years ago from him? Yeah, sure. Could the Warriors be the second best team in the West? Yes, absolutely. I would say I'm not. I kind of agree. The Grizzlies in a slower pace scare me, and that's just always whenever I go to the playoffs, I'm like, oh, this team doesn't play well when the game slows down. Yeah, I'm sorry. It just feels like you're doomed. Timberwolves, could you make an argument for them? Sure. Clippers even 8-2 in their last 10. Kawhi's played tremendous. I don't know. I think you could maybe get to an argument there. You get to the point with the Clippers, though, where it's like, we're doing can Kawhi like finish a playoff series healthy, which he hasn't done since 2021? Unironically healthy Mavs, best chance in the West? No, honest to God. And of course, this is going to sound, slightly biased. I do think the Mavericks, if they were healthy, with Kyrie and AD, I think they would be the second best team in this West, in this Western Conference. Absolutely. But of course, they're all dead. Kings, Suns are not in the mix, in my opinion. Although, here's a fun hypothetical for you. The Suns have won 3. The pathetic Suns have won 3 straight games, and they're on one of the craziest 10-game stretches I've seen. What if they go 8-2 over that stretch? Like, what if the Suns go 8-2? What are we saying by the end of it? Do you think there's first take segments that are like, you know what? I think the Suns team could beat the Thunder. I think you'd see some first take segments that say that. Absolutely. I really do. But the West is so weird. I think part of it is all of those teams are close together. So many teams just are drastically different than they were, before the trade deadline. With Beal, the Suns are 13-9. Wait, what do you mean with Beal, the Suns are 13-9? Like over their last 22 games? Oh, without Beal. That's interesting. Does nobody remember the Suns last year had the most difficult 10-game stretch going to the playoffs ever, but still avoided the play-in? I do. Okay. I was just thinking that. We've talked about that before. I remember the 10-game stretch they had last year being brutal as well. I don't remember it being the hardest ever, but I do remember it being brutal. And I remember them playing well during it. And I remember the takes afterwards was like, oh, yeah, this team's ready to go. This team's ready to go, and they're locked in. And Bradley Beal, before the start of the playoffs, was like, yeah, we just decided we wanted to play hard now. It's like, okay, this team's so fucking unserious. It's unbelievable. Isn't the Thunder being 26-1 against the East a crazy stat? Imagine if they played in that conference. Dog, the Thunder are crazy. I'm sorry. They're so much better than every other Western Conference team. So much better. Like, it's unbelievable how much better they are. Just for a frame of reference, okay? I watched the like last half of their game last night against the Clippers. Right? No J-Dub, no Chet. They won. Bit of an ugly game. Shea didn't play that well. Right? At least to his standards. But they still made enough plays down the stretch. Their defense was incredible. That last play by the Clippers, you know, James Harden sold Kawhi Leonard out the fucking dry there. Just fucked them. That grenade right there. But an incredible double team. Great rotations. Classic Thunder shit. Alex Caruso making plays, hitting a big three that rimmed in, making plays on defense, hitting free throws. Hartenstein, what an incredible pickup. They're without J-Dub and Chet. The Clippers lose by what, 2 points, whatever it ended up being. And a thing I saw at the end of the game was like, oh, hey, man, the Clippers, that was like, look how competitive they were. That was like, the Clippers are good, man. With Kawhi back, like, this is a good Clippers team. Look how competitive they were. They were without 2 of their 3 best players, the Thunder were. That's where they're at. That's how good they are. That's how good they are. Season 5, though, I still, if it's Thunder Celtics in the finals, I still don't know who I'm going to pick. It feels like if Kristaps Porzingis, who has been playing great lately, if Kristaps Porzingis is healthy and plays, I don't know. I still don't think that team's beatable. A healthy KP, I think, just separates them entirely. Like, it's just think about that fucking team. How do you beat, honest to God, how do you beat that? They've got a 7'2" guy who can shoot from 30 feet away from the basket. They can play really big with him and Horford, who can also shoot threes at a very high clip, especially if you leave him open. Then they can have Tatum and Brown, and then just sort of cycle through these incredible guards. Derek White, who does everything on the basketball court. Drew Holiday, lost a step maybe, but still an incredible defender. You have Peyton Pritchard, who's turned into this sort of, sixth man extraordinaire. You've got Hauser, who can knock down threes at an incredible... I mean, like, dude, their team is stupid. If KP's healthy, I'm just telling you, I'm going to say this right now and play my flag. If KP's healthy in the playoffs, I will pick the Celtics to win it all again. And they might lose like 4 games. That's it. And I would not care about them not having home court against the Cavs at all. If KP's kind of dealing with some injuries or some shit like we can usually expect from KP, then that changes the dynamic a little tiny bit. You follow the Texas Rangers? Yes. Wednesday, so opening day is Thursday. Wednesday, I'm going to do MLB predictions. The last half of stream. How does that sound? Low-key, the Mavs traded for AD because they see the mismatch of the Celtics. They needed another interior defender. I mean, they wanted to be... Seamhead. Is that what we're calling baseball fans now? That's what... yeah, they wanted to just be a defensive juggernaut. No, the Cavs will be in the mix. I'm just... The Celtics have been tremendous lately. I mean, they've been tremendous all season, but they've been tremendous lately. And KP, it's a cheat code. I mean, it's a cheat code, man. It's so stupid. As someone who doesn't really like baseball, how can I get into it? Just start watching. Like, the best way to follow baseball is just pick a team. Baseball is so regional. That's actually what I would say to anybody. Like, it's very daunting to just sort of go balls deep into like, I wouldn't be like, hey man, if you want to get into basketball, just watch the NBA. No, pick a team, watch them. Pick a team, watch them, follow them. The nice thing about baseball is you play every team in the league now, right? Did they change that recently? They need to go back to interleague games. And I guess it doesn't matter anymore because the DH rule, but it was like an event when they had the interleague time. It was like what? Every July or something like that, you had the interleague schedule. It was a specific time of the year. Every team, it happened for everybody in the league played the other league. And it was kind of sick because it was different rules. You had the pitcher batting. I'm happy they did the universal DH, though, I will say. The universal DH is better. Nobody wants to watch pitchers go up there and fucking swing and miss, 5 times a game. Best way to get into any sport is play the video game so you learn the team and players. That's true as well, actually. It's a game with baseball requires patience to watch. It's a game with lots of thinking. I would honestly say baseball, pick a team, right? And just sort of put it on. And kind of the beauty of baseball is you don't really need to be fully locked in. You can just kind of have it on. It's nice now, though, that every team will get a chance to play Ohtani, Judge, Skeens. Not too long ago, Texas fans would never get to watch NL Stars in person. Yeah, that's true as well. But there was something about, like, it was the specific times of the year on the schedule. You knew, July 2nd through July, 15th is interleague for every team in the league. It's kind of fun. Baseball is great when you figure out the pace of the game. It's like watching pinball. Baseball is great when you don't have someone in your ear telling you it sucks. Same thing about basketball. But I am excited for the season. I know why it's been. Let me see real quick. I know why it's been. Whew, that boy's been hitting. American League MVP. Where is he? Wyatt Langford plus 5,000. Bobby Witt's the favorite. Aaron Judge. I feel like Aaron Judge probably a safe bet. That guy hits fucking 55 home runs every year. Down there's Wyatt Langford. Look at that, huh? Look at our guy. Any other Rangers on here? Simeon, Adolis. I don't see Adolis winning MVP. Shohei just won MVP. Baseball has both leagues get MVPs. But is that something you guys would be interested in the NBA doing? Awards for both leagues? I've thought about it a little bit, and it would definitely take away the sanctity of it. I agree. No, I think why it works for baseball is because every year the league is so different, right? Like looking at the award of the history of award winners in baseball is so interesting because you could have a year in baseball where you're just locked the fuck in, and then that's it. So you go through the history of award winners, and it's just like, damn, Jose Abreu won an MVP. Like one of those things. Playing 160 games helps to define it differently. True. And also, it's been that way forever. And also, up until recently, the leagues were very different. Like the leagues had different rules. So it did kind of make sense to have. Do the Rangers have anybody in Rookie of the Year consideration? Kumar Rocker. All right. Jack Leiter. Come on, Kumar. Let's go, baby. Comeback Player of the Year in baseball. Who's in contention for that? Mike Trout. Oh, DeGrom. Evan Carter. I haven't liked what I've been hearing about him. I don't like what I've been seeing about Evan Carter, which pains me because I would have bet everything in my fucking bank account that guy was going to be a stud. And now I'm not sure. Comeback player of the year in the National League, Ronald Acuna. Did he tear his ACL last year? Every team making the playoffs devalues the regular season, and having long series makes it chalky. I don't know why baseball doesn't have more playoff teams with longer playoffs. Seems like it would generate a ton more revenue with more meaningful game for fans too. I hate that baseball has a 3-game series to open things up. I hate it. I think it's the dumbest shit in the world. I just, having a 162 game season come down to 3 games, I think is just ridiculous. Thoughts on Draymond Green saying both Jokic and SGA should share the MVP? I completely disagree. That is so stupid. I completely disagree as well. So whenever we did it a couple of weeks ago when we talked about the MVP, I was sort of, honestly, I was pretty on the fence about it. I'm actually a little, where have the odds gone? Have the odds sort of shrunk a little bit? Because last time we looked, it was, okay, yeah, Shea's an overwhelming favorite. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's SGA. I just can't, like, the Thunder are going to win. What do we think the Thunder win? Is it possible the Thunder go? Probably not. But how insane, what do you think the chances are? How about this? What do you think the chances are? The Thunder win their next 11 games and finish with 70 wins. I would say very slim. But I just judging the Thunder, if they win their next 5, which they could definitely do, and they start to look at it and like, hey, 70 wins is on the table, actually. They'll go hard for it. Yeah, and Jokic, that's exactly it too. Jokic missing time recently has absolutely sealed the deal, I think. Sadly, this is pure hatred, but I feel if Luka did not win it last year, Jokic shouldn't, as she is the MVP. Well, as she is going to win the MVP. I mean, it's feels like it's a foregone conclusion. Joker fatigue going crazy. I mean, Shea's got such a good case this year. Leads the league in scoring. Literally has reached that level as a player. Just completely unguardable. There's not a single thing you can do to stop him. Right? You just have to hope, like last night, he's just kind of missing shots. Slightly erect. Any word on Gaff and D Live? I've got a word on your name. Change it. But actually, no word on Gaff or D Live. No word on them that I know of, at least. Thoughts on the double yoink? You pull the starting pitcher before the 6, you lose the DH the rest of the game. That's interesting. Is that a proposed rule change? Sorry to bring it back to OKC. Jesus. But am I the only one that doesn't think they can actually win the West? When the shot clock gets slower, you really rely on execution plus defense intensity goes up? No, I don't think you're the only one. I think people have their reservations about them, but I feel like most people, and we were here with the Celtics last year, pretty much everyone, I'm guilty of this as well, is like, until I see you do it, I'm not, like, I don't want to believe it. That type of thing, if that makes sense. Until I see you do it, I'm not going to believe that you can do it. I heard, yeah, the Clippers fans. I'm excited that the Clippers are good, and it feels like they're for sure at least safe in the play-in tournament. I do hope that they end up being a playoff team, even if it's them getting swept. Because I would love to see that crowd in a playoff game. Like, I would really love that. Stephon Castle's going to run away with Rookie of the Year. Sarr's making a case. Ricochet's making a case lately. Such a weird year for Rookie of the Year. Bozulis has put together a couple of great games. I mean, he was awesome in that Lakers game. I see the vision with him 100%. Who's better in the mid-range, Shea or Prime Dirk? That SGA jumper is also unguardable. I mean, Prime Dirk in the mid-range. We're talking about one of the most unguardable shots in the history of the game. OKC can't win the West 2 years in a row without Shea winning MVP, TBH. I mean, they're going to be in the upper 60s in wins. Wow, look how close Defensive Player of the Year is. Wow, Draymond has surged all the way to minus 105. Wow. Will the East Finals team be an easier or harder matchup for the West team in the finals this year? So wait, what do you mean by that? Will the East Finals team be an easier or harder matchup for the West team in the finals this year? If the Thunder make the finals, yes, like the Celtics or the Cavs will probably almost certainly be the toughest team they've played up until that point. Oh, compared to last year? I think the Celtics last year are just a hair better than the Celtics this year, and then by extension the Cavs this year, but they're still really fucking good. I mean, as much as I love the Mavs, right, the Thunder are better. This year's Thunder team, if they make the finals, it would be better than the Mavs from last year, for sure. That will be a more competitive final series, 1,000%, than what we saw last year. Have you seen any concern with the Cavs? They lost like 3 in a row, right? I haven't really watched their last 2 games, I don't think. I don't know. It feels like they're just in a rut. Shit happens. Mobley and Draymond. And when somebody starts to make a late push like this, it feels like they usually end up winning it. So, I don't know. Draymond, Defensive Player of the Year at 35. Okay. Cade's going to get most improved. And I agree with this. And it kind of contradicts stuff I've said in the past about top draft picks winning most improved player, how I don't like it really. I didn't necessarily like that John Morant won it the year that he won it when I thought Desmond Bane was way more deserving of it. This year's a little different, though, in the sense that, 1, I love Cade. 2, Dallas, Texas, stand up. But 3, Cade really took a leap. I mean, Cade went from... If you watched Cade and you paid attention to him and you watched the Pistons in the past, you kind of saw it, right? There was definitely some efficiency concerns, turnover problems that still exist. But you did see it, which is why I've always been really high on Cade. It's because you saw it. The size, the playmaking, his relentlessness, getting to the rim, the defense, like you saw it. But he's like taking that leap into being an all-NBA player. That's a big leap. It's a big leap. Dyson Daniels is a great option as well. Hero, I think, is a great option. Pritchard looks like he's going to win 6th man of the year. Yeah. Kenny Atkinson cruising to coach of the year. Fair. JB, clutch player of the year. I think that's fair too. And right now, the favorite to win NBA Finals MVP is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So does that mean that they're the favorites to win the finals? They are. Thunder plus 170. Wow. That's interesting. That's like pretty... That's pretty good odds. Vegas, them and the Celtics are pretty neck and neck. Celtics plus 195. With a Celtics Thunder matchup being plus 190. Dude, I can't wait. Celtics and Cavs pretty neck and neck to win the East. And yeah, the Thunder are overwhelming favorites to win the West. I cannot wait for the playoffs. I think they're going to be incredible. I think and maybe this time is gone. Maybe the way basketball has sort of progressed where it's, we're getting up more threes. Like maybe we've reached a point where the games don't feel as close as they used to because one team's just going to shoot better than the other. And maybe we're in a different era where maybe you can't expect like just these drag them out playoff series from beginning to end. But we are kind of due a fantastic postseason. We're at least due an incredible. We're doing incredible finals. We haven't had Game 7 since 2016. I did not catch any of Kyrie's stream. I saw some of the clips. Kind of excited to watch the playoffs this year where I'm not emotionally invested in the Mavs surviving every day. I agree. There is something, right? Like, there's nothing compares to your team not only being in the playoffs, but like realistically having a chance. Because it's another thing where, I don't want to, no offense to like let's say the Hawks end up being the 7th seed. Like when you're in the play, you're just waiting for your end at that point, right? Like you're just, hey, maybe Trey can have like a big game and we win one and I can talk some shit online. But outside of that, like we're just waiting for our, we're dead men walking, basically. We are dead men walking. However, like when you think your team has a chance, there's nothing like that. Just the day-to-day stress, the emotions, the highs and the lows. It's fun. It really is great. But then there's also, there's something to not really having that interest in just kind of watching. That makes it great as well. Might be a delusional take, but I think we get them in a 7-game series with AD, Lively, Gafford, and PJ the Thunder. Yeah, that is delusional, man. I'm sorry. Would that be hilarious? Absolutely. Would it be funny just to get a game? Like if the Mavs, let's say the Mavs make the play-in and do end up getting the 8th seed, winning a couple of road play-in games, which would be cool in and of itself, I think. And they make the playoffs. Honestly, my realistic could maybe happen. Goal would be get one of the first 2 in OKC. That's it. Get one of the first 2 because they like make them really sweat. Maybe a PJ like 32-point game. Give me that, and I want to see Thunder fans be like, "Oh my God, there's no fucking way this is happening. There's no way we're going through this again." What's your favorite NBA Finals outside of 2011? Oh, 2016 easily. I mean, 2016 was such an incredible series. Like, that was everything you want as a sports fan. You had the underdog. Like, the Cavs were the underdog. You had the giant, the team that just set the record for most regular season wins in a season. You had this giant team in the Warriors going up against an underdog, but like a LeBron underdog. You had LeBron made his return, his triumphant return to Cleveland. Like, all of this, the storyline surrounding that, a city that, when was the last time they had a championship before that? Decades upon decades. Coming back down 3-1, like legitimately all-time great historic performances. I mean, it's hard to get better than that. Like, that's like a dream series. To be completely honest, we had B-Will on a real contract. They give us a real chance. No, I'm sorry. I really respect what B-Will's done, but I cannot, in good conscience in a playoff series, I can't be like, yeah, man, B-Will's got us. And then, of course, the Game 7. Like, it gets capped off at 3-1 comeback, and Game 7 being an iconic, all-time great game. What's better than that, man? Bunch of guys being dudes out on the basketball court. Kyrie game-winning 3, like a tough-ass shot, too. Not like a wide-open 3. A tough-ass Kyrie Irving game-winning 3. LeBron chase down block. I mean, it was literally so incredible. So incredible. There's been some other like great series, you know. Raptors Warriors was a fun series that just the Warriors were so hurt that it was just like, eh. ...2011 was like beyond the Mavs winning, which obviously makes it better for me. 2011 was just an unbelievably good series. 2014 or 2013, of course. I mean, 2015 finals was good too. Suns, I've long defended the Suns Bucks series. I thought that was a great series. People kind of shit on it. People kind of shit on every final series, but I thought Suns Bucks was really fun and I enjoyed it. So now that we're talking about playoffs, I want to do a little scheduling thing. I do plan on, so last year I kind of planned on it as well, but the Mavs making the run that they did sort of made that more difficult because I went to so many games. I was just so caught up in the Mavs that it was really hard for me to focus on other series. But I do fully plan. Oh my God, this line, the Nets were 2.5 point underdogs, our favorites, whenever I looked this morning. He's playing tonight, isn't he? So anyways, my goal currently is, we're going to watch all the games on playback. We're going to stream, and I'm kind of thinking, what do you guys feel about this? Like slightly early every morning? Just sort of talk about the games from the night before. Yeah, I don't know about every game. Like, let me walk that back. Not every game, but we're going to stream. We're going to try to stream as much as possible on playback, but almost certainly a slightly early every morning. Did you pick the team you're rooting for yet? Nope. I mean, if the Mavs make it, I'm rooting for them. I have my thought on who I'm going to root for, but I'm not convinced yet, and I'm going to talk to some people. And they're going to have to sell me on their team. That's where I'm angling here. Cuz I'm going to bring some people on. They're going to be like, "Hey man, you know, my team blah 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 blah." And I'm like, "Okay, all right." So I think you'll root for the OKC or Cavs. Who should I talk to for the Lakers? I've been trying to pin down who I want to talk to from each fan base. I have a few in my mind. Few that are like really in contention. Right? Text Kobe. I could hit up Kobe. Iztok is such a basketball mind. I really want to talk to like fans. You know, similar to me. Timph, I hit up Timph to be in that video and he never hit me back up. So the last little section where I just wanted, in the Luka trade video, where I wanted somebody very smart about the game to talk about it. To sort of like just talk about the basketball aspect. Steve Jones Jr. was my first, like the one I wanted the most. But Timph was, I like Timph because he was also a Lakers fan, but he never replied to me. Yeah, it's going to be a video. Legend of winning for the Lakers. Nick. Anyone but the Thunder? The Thunder are an option, guys. I'm going to be real with you. They're high on the list. I wonder what the odds would be if there were Vegas odds, but like I wasn't in control of them. If somebody just felt my emotions and sort of try to pick out what it was. I'm interested what the odds would be. My guess right now, honest to God, my guess right now would be OKC minus 350. I'm just being honest with you guys. And then probably number 2, I'd probably have to go Probably the Cavs plus like 300. Lakers plus 500. Those things can change. Oh. Just tell it like it is, guys. I'm sorry. No, Pistons would be high up there as well. My thing though is I do want to hitch my wagon to a team I think could actually really make a run. And I'm not to poo-poo the Pistons because they've had an incredible season. Couldn't beat the Mavericks, the hospital Mavs a few nights ago, but whatever. Pistons have had a remarkable season. And I'm very happy for them. I don't think that they could go on a realistic run. You get what I'm saying? The Nuggets will have a chance, and I'm going to talk to some people, and we're going to sort of walk ourselves through it. Well, you announced you picked the night before the Lakers game during the live show. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet because I feel like I feel like a fucking idiot if I did it, and then like the Lakers or the Mavs won, like miraculously were in the play-in tournament and then won it, and we're in the playoffs. Like, and then I'd feel like an idiot. Like, let's just say this. Let's just say I'm like, guys, I'm doing it. I don't give a shit. I'm rooting for the Thunder. And then the Mavs play the Thunder in round one. Like, and then I'd feel like a dumbass if I had to walk it back. I'm like, okay, guys, I'm actually not doing that. I'd be pretty surprised if the Nuggets make a deep run, though. Yeah, I mean, the Nuggets have Jokic. That's why you give them a chance. They have Jokic. Can you stream all day, please? No. The Wolves are on the table. Do the Timberwolves have like a... I'm trying to think who I follow on Twitter. Do the Timberwolves have like a slightly biased adjacent type of person? How did golfing go? Were the golfing shoes good enough? Oh, thank you for asking about golfing. Golfing actually surprisingly went great. So I've been golfing before. I've never got the golfing itch. I have plenty of friends who want me to golf. Never really cared all that much yet. I feel like almost certainly golfing is in my future. I just don't think it's in my near future. Never gotten the itch playing it. You know, like I've never finished a round of golf. I'm like, oh man, I got to get back out there. This was the first time. And I don't know what it was, but it felt I had a blast. I think the thing that gives me some hope is I'm fucking shit, obviously. That goes without being said. I'm horrible. Right? I'm terrible at it. But whenever I drive the ball, I can hit it pretty far. And I can get some elevation on them. So if I just hit the ball and it just was grounder, I would be like, dude, this game sucks. But I hit it in the air, and the problem is I hit it in the air, boom, it slices. I lost probably 20 balls. I'm not joking. I lost a ton of them. But I also nailed it. We did a scramble, right? So for those of you who aren't golfers, a scramble is where you're with a group and you play the best ball, and you're like playing another team. So I went with a big group of our friends. They split us up into groups of 4. They put the 3 shittiest people there, myself included, with the best person who's really fucking good. Like, I don't know. I have never been around pro golfers. Like, you could convince me this guy could have maybe if he really put some time and effort into it. Right? Maybe. What course did you play? Pecan Hollow. Didn't you used to play baseball? So does your old swing still mess with you? Well, I don't have a baseball swing anymore because I played slow pitch softball for so long. But anyways, I hit a couple clutch putts, man. Like a couple clutch ones for my group. Yeah, we tied. I think we ended up tying. We ended up tying because the other team had they were all decent at golf. We had the best play. So this goes think about this in terms of the NBA. We were like the Denver Nuggets. We had Jokic, but I'm like, realistically speaking, I'm like Julian Strother. Where once every 10 swings, whoa, holy shit, okay. And we had Peyton Watson and DeAndre Jordan. Or Zeke Najee's maybe a better one, right? And the other team was the Grizzlies. Just well balanced. Not they don't have a Jokic, but they're well balanced. How do you feel about the tickets slightly? What tickets? Dude, I'm excited. And I'm going to put some effort into my baseball predictions for Wednesday. I really am. I'm going to look at Pacoda. I'm going to look at WWOBA. I'm going to look at WRC Plus. I'm going to look at Stuff Plus. I'm going to look at FIP. I'm going to look at all of them. All of them. Thoughts on Sebastian Walcott? He's going to be a beast. The name Walcott's good. Sometimes you just got to close your eyes and think about this stuff. Boom. Sebastian Walcott, 35 home runs this year. It makes sense. Not this year, but you get what I'm saying. 2027. I'll be live on Playback tonight. That's going to do it for Slightly Early, I think. If you listen to this on Spotify, leave a 5-star review. I do love you. Damn, short this week. 118? Why did it feel longer? Oh, God. How long did we spend yapping at the start of the stream? If OKC doesn't make the finals, do they make significant changes next year? My OKC friend does not believe so. I think it's possible. Sally, what do you think about Nick Clifford? What team does he play for? Colorado State. I got to see faces. I picked Colorado State to win. So shout out to my guy, Nick Clifford. We need another week of Slightly Early each day. Well, that's coming up with the playoffs. Close your eyes with Tatum. What do you see? Hilarious. Walcott is a first name. No, Walcott seems like a last name. Walcott. What up, Walcott? Hey, what up, Wall? You see what I'm saying? No. I'm going to need at least 10,000. If OKC loses in the finals to the Celtics, will they trade SGA? Yeah, there's historical precedence for that, actually. We can't laugh at that anymore. There's historical precedence. All right, guys, I'm going to go dip my face in ice water and then jump in a pool. I will be live tonight. Some Saratoga water. You know what? That's such subtle advertising that worked, because I kind of thought about that for a second. I was like, what does a glass water bottle taste like? Is that really does that really boost things for you? It's so much so that I ended up looking online at them, and then I did think to myself, what the fuck am I doing? What am I actually doing? I'm excited to announce as well, I am working on the idea. So who knows if this ends up becoming anything, but I have a funny ass idea for a hat. I have a funny ass idea for a hat. The merch shop could be back up soon. Any videos coming soon? I'm working on a video this week, actually. Yeah. We need to unblock Slightly shirts back. Would you guys buy those? I feel like that's just buy. See, I have a problem where I do things and I'll do things for like a month or two and then it's time to move on. We'll see. Anyways, thank you all for coming out. All of the OGs, you guys know I love you very much. Could have spent your Monday morning anywhere in the world. You decided to spend it here. New subscribers, I promise you guys will not regret it. Donations, members, you guys never have to do that, but hope you miss it. Makes you feel so good. You guys enjoy the rest of your Monday. I'll see you all tonight on playback.tv/slightlybiased. We're going to watch the Mavs play at 6:30. Maybe Anthony Davis is back. Also, the Lakers play at 6. So there's some stuff to talk about tonight and watch. Love you all. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll chat with you all later. Bye.